Your cat just stopped in the middle of the room, staring at a wall. No noise, no bug, nothing there. And then it just slowly turns its head and looks at you like it knows something you don't. There's a scientific reason why your cat does this, and once you find out, you're probably going to feel a little weird the next time it stares at a corner of your bedroom at 3 a.m. Cats are not like dogs. Dogs are loyal and dumb in the most lovable way possible. But cats are basically operating on a completely different level than us. They're picking up on things we can't hear, can't see, can't smell, and honestly, can't even fully understand. And no, this isn't going to be one of those videos where I tell you your cat is a ghost detector. This is actually so much more interesting than that. Because when you look at the science behind what cats can actually sense, it starts to explain almost every weird thing your cat has ever done. The 3 a.m. running, the staring at nothing, the way they always know when something is wrong with you before you even know it yourself. So let's get into it. What exactly is your cat feeling around you that you can't see? Let's start with the most basic one, because it blows people's minds every time. Your cat can feel your heartbeat. Not with their paws on your chest or anything like that, just by being near you. Cats have incredibly sensitive hearing, way more sensitive than ours. Humans can hear sounds up to about 20,000 hertz. Cats can hear up to 65,000 hertz. That's not a small difference. That's like comparing a basic phone speaker to a full studio setup. What this means in real life is that your cat can hear the changes in your heartbeat when your mood shifts. When you're stressed, your heart beats faster. When you're sad, your breathing changes. When you're angry, your whole body is doing something different, and your cat hears all of it before you've even said a single word. This is why cats sometimes come sit on you out of nowhere when you're having a bad day and you haven't told anyone. They heard it, literally. Your body was sending off signals like crazy, and your cat picked up on every single one. Some cats respond to this by coming to cuddle. Others respond by leaving the room. And honestly, both of those are valid reactions. Now here's where it starts to get a little weird. Cats can sense changes in air pressure. This is something that scientists believe is connected to how cats behave before natural events, like earthquakes and storms. There are tons of documented cases of cats acting completely strange before a big storm, running around, hiding under things, refusing to eat, hours before anything actually happens. The leading theory is that cats can feel the drop in barometric pressure. That's the change in the weight of the air around us. When a storm is coming, the pressure drops. When an earthquake is building up, there are tiny vibrations and shifts happening underground that humans can't detect at all. But cats, they feel it. Their whole body is built like a sensor. Their whiskers aren't just cute face decorations. They're connected to nerves so sensitive that they can pick up on tiny movements in the air, like air currents, tiny ones. A whisker doesn't just help a cat figure out if it can fit through a hole. It helps the cat build a map of everything happening around it in the air at all times. So when your cat starts acting strange and running around the house, and you're sitting there thinking, what is wrong with this animal? There's actually a decent chance your cat just knows something about the weather that you don't. The cat is essentially a tiny weather system alarm with fur.
Okay, now let's talk about something that a lot of people don't know, and it changes the way you see your cat completely. Cats can smell things that are medically wrong with your body. This isn't a theory. This has been studied. Cats, just like dogs, have been known to detect things like cancer, infections, and changes in blood sugar, all through smell. The human nose has about 5 million scent receptors. A cat has around 200 million. So while you're smelling your coffee, your cat is smelling approximately everything that has ever happened in your kitchen, plus your stress hormones, plus whatever's going on inside your body on a chemical level. There are actual cases where cats started paying very close attention to a specific spot on their owner's body, and the owner went to a doctor and found out something was wrong there. Cats have been recorded sitting on or next to a specific leg, a specific arm, or a specific area of the body in a repetitive, unusual way, and when the person got checked out, there was actually something going on there. Tumors, infections, all kinds of things. This doesn't mean your cat is a doctor. If your cat sits on your stomach a lot, don't panic. Cats also sit on warm spots just because they're warm. But it does mean that your cat's nose is processing information about your body that is completely invisible to you. You're walking around thinking everything is fine, and your cat is over there going, "Interesting, interesting. That doesn't smell right." Here's one that I find genuinely incredible. Cats can see light that you can't see. Specifically, cats can see some ultraviolet light, UV light, the same stuff that makes white clothes glow under those black lights at parties. A study published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society looked at which animals could see UV light, and cats were on the list. This means that the world your cat sees is genuinely different from the one you see. There are patterns, marks, and things that are completely visible to your cat that are completely invisible to you. Think about that the next time your cat is intensely staring at a wall and you think there's nothing there. You literally cannot see everything that's there. Your cat might be staring at something that's glowing to them but is completely dark to you. Flowers have UV patterns on them to attract bees. Many animals have UV markings on their bodies. Urine glows under UV light, which is why cats are so good at tracking animals in territory. And all of this is stuff that's just happening around you, and your cat is seeing it, and you have absolutely no idea. Your cat isn't seeing ghosts. Your cat is seeing a whole extra layer of reality that your eyes literally cannot process, which is somehow both comforting and also kind of unsettling. Now let's talk about time, because this one is actually wild. Cats have an internal clock that's extremely accurate. Studies have shown that cats know within a pretty tight window when their owner is supposed to come home. Not because they hear the car, not because they hear the door. Before any of that happens, cats start moving toward the door or window in anticipation. Researchers who studied this found that cats respond to cues like the angle of sunlight coming through the window, temperature changes throughout the day, and the sounds of the neighborhood at specific times. All of these things combine to build a clock inside the cat's brain that is surprisingly accurate. What this means for you is that your cat isn't just sitting by the door because it heard your car. Your cat started the countdown before you even pulled out of the driveway at work. It had been waiting. It had a whole schedule. And on the days when you come home late, your cat already knows. The clock said you should have been back 2 hours ago. Your cat isn't just happy to see you. Your cat is silently judging you for being late.
Let's go deeper, because we haven't even gotten to the emotional stuff yet. Cats can sense when you're about to have a panic attack. This is something that has been talked about a lot in mental health communities, and it's actually rooted in real biology. Before a panic attack, your body does things. Your heart rate goes up, your breathing changes slightly. Cortisol, the stress hormone, starts increasing in your body, and that actually comes out through your sweat and your skin. Your cat smells this. Your cat hears the heartbeat change. Your cat starts picking up that something is different about you. And some cats respond by coming to find you and staying close. There are people with anxiety disorders who talk about how their cat will find them even in a different room right before a panic attack hits, like the cat knew before they did. And biologically, that tracks completely. The cat's senses were reading the data before the person's conscious brain caught up to what was happening in their own body. Cats are basically living biosensors that also happen to knock things off tables for fun. Here's the part where we get into something that scientists are still figuring out, but it's too interesting not to talk about. Cats might be sensitive to electromagnetic fields. The Earth has a magnetic field. It's invisible, you can't feel it, but some animals, birds, sharks, bees, can actually detect it and use it to navigate. Scientists have been looking into whether cats have some version of this too. There's no hard, definitive proof yet that cats use magnetic fields the way migrating birds do, but there are some interesting things that point in that direction. Cats who have gotten lost and made it home over very long distances, cats who consistently sleep or sit in very specific orientations, cats who respond to changes in local electromagnetic environments in ways that are hard to explain otherwise. The science is still being worked out,
But if it turns out that cats can feel a field that's literally invisible and surrounds the entire planet, that would explain an awful lot about why they sometimes just sit in the middle of a room and feel like they know something. Let me put this all together for you, because I think it says something interesting about your cat and about your relationship with it. Your cat lives in a completely different sensory world than you do. It hears sounds you can't hear. It smells chemical signals coming out of your body that tell it how you're feeling, what's going on with your health, what your stress levels are. It sees light you can't see. It feels pressure changes in the air. It runs an internal clock more accurate than most people. It might even feel the magnetic field of the Earth. And it chooses to live with you anyway. All of this stuff your cat is picking up, all of these signals, it all feeds into how your cat behaves around you. The reason your cat curls up on you when you're sad isn't just random. The reason your cat gets weird before a storm isn't superstition. The reason your cat sometimes stares at things that aren't there, from your perspective, is because there actually is something there, just not something you can see. Your cat knows things about you, probably more than your cat lets on, and given how much cats seem to enjoy being mysterious, I think they prefer it that way. The next time your cat stops, stares at a corner of the room, and then slowly turns and looks at you, just know, it's not being creepy, it's just living in a bigger version of the world than you are. And the wall probably smells really weird to them. If this kind of stuff is what you're into, subscribe. I post about cats every week and it keeps getting stranger.